put your mask around your neck or on your head so you don't drop it. Hold on to your fins. Huh? I just put it on my face personally and put my rig in.
Yes, sir.
Air up your BC. Come out toward me. I'll catch ya. Yep. Hey everybody, Scuba Jenn with the Playground Dive Shop bringing you What's Your 2020 Vision. So today I want to talk about fear. How many of you guys would jump off that cliff into the water? And second of all, how many of you would jump off that cliff with a set of scuba gear on? It's a little higher than the giant stride that we practice in the pool. But fear can be very challenging. It can be almost debilitating. And to understand fear, we need to go back to the root cause. So there are basically two types of fears that you're born with. And the first one is the fear of loud noises, and the second one is the fear of falling. So any of the fears that you have are fears that you have learned. And if you have a learned fear, then you can unlearn it. It just takes a little bit of time and practice, and sometimes a lot of effort in order to unlearn it. So we've got 5 steps we want to bring you today on how to overcome those fears, especially if you want to learn how to scuba dive. And the first one is to understand what your fear is. I have a lot of people that come into the shop that say that their claustrophobia keeps them from learning to dive. So my response to that is what type of claustrophobia do you have? Is it the fear of small spaces like an elevator, or maybe lots of people around you? Or perhaps it's the fear of having something on your face and you're worried about putting a mask on there. So if one of these are your fears for claustrophobia, I can address that by saying when you're in the ocean, it's a vast open space, so the fear of small spaces doesn't really apply. Also, if you're afraid of having a mask on your face, if you can wear sunglasses, then you can most likely wear a mask. So those are ways we can address once we understand exactly what your fear is. Our second point is to visualize yourself. Visualize yourself working through whatever fear that you have. And like, for an example, jumping off the cliff that we did, or jumping off a boat. Close your eyes, visualize yourself standing there with the equipment on, and you're going to have nice cool water below you that you're getting ready to meet. And just visualize yourself. Visualize the steps necessary to accomplish this goal. And then once you have that, you see yourself doing it, then make it happen. So visualize where you're at and how to get through that fear is our second step. Our third step is repetition, repetition, repetition. When we're teaching scuba skills, one of the things we do is we teach you how to master a skill. And mastery is defined as when you can repeat a skill in a manner that is comfortable and you can just do it fluid. So you're not really, coming into our class knowing how to do these, so we teach you how to do these skills. And when we do, like say the mask flood, that's probably one of the hardest skills for our students to learn because a lot of us are nose breathers. So by learning the steps necessary to accomplish this goal and then repeating it until you're comfortable with it, it takes away the fear and it gives you power over that skill. Our third step is having a positive attitude. Your attitude makes or breaks the situation a lot of times. If you want to learn to dive, then you will. If somebody is, say you got a boyfriend or girlfriend that wants you to dive because they enjoy it, and you really don't want to do it, that attitude's going to keep you from being all that you can be as a diver. So having a positive attitude and going forward and knowing that you can do it, have faith in yourself, and be positive about what you're doing. That will help you through so many of these steps for overcoming fear. And the last and final point is get help from a professional. I am a scuba instructor. I have dive masters that work with me. We are all trained to help you out. Now, when we're teaching skills with scuba, yes, we're showing you how to do it, but maybe you have a fear that's you're not letting known. Speak up, talk about it, just like Tank did. When you have a fear, use the people around you to help you get through it. We are not mind readers, and unless you speak up and let us know what it is you're afraid of, maybe we can address it. When we're going to Beaver Lake here to do your checkout dives, maybe you're afraid of getting bit by a shark. And guess what? There's only one shark at Beaver Lake, and that's when I go because I do bite underwater. But if you tell us what your fear is, a lot of times we can talk you through it and help you realize a better outcome and a better source for that fear where it no longer applies to your state right there. So to sum up our 5 steps for overcoming your fear, the first one is to understand exactly what your fear is. The second one is to visualize you making it through your fear. The third one is repetition, repetition, repetition. The fourth one is have a positive attitude. And the fifth one is get help from a professional. One of the reasons why I bring this up is because, every time we teach scuba, almost every class, we have somebody that has something that they need to overcome. And when you're, one in a classroom of 5 or 6, it can be intimidating. It can disappoint you. It can really affect your learning. And I actually had somebody ask me a couple weeks ago, is there anybody that can't learn to dive? And I said, no. You may have people that can't pass a medical questionnaire, therefore physically can't dive, but anybody can be taught. The teaching aspect may have to change because how you learn is different than maybe how I learn. And maybe a group setting is not the right environment for you to learn how to dive. Maybe you need more of a one-on-one session. So you might want to hire, an instructor for a private session. So yes, everybody can be taught. Everybody can make it through. But by understanding your fears and working through it, you too can learn to dive. And this is not just in diving, this is in any aspect of your life that this can help you with. Because we're not made to live in fear. We're made to enjoy life, have joy, and have peace, and, go dive and have some bubble therapy. So on behalf of the Playground Dive Shop, bye.